New York City mayor says that fewer people are in jails and that New York City is safer for it, even though crime is up by 200%. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet we're going to talk about Mayor de Blasio, as well as crime in New York City. Now, New York City is currently a war zone as Democrats have pushed to remove police from the streets and release criminals from jail. And yes, I'm not exaggerating. Here you can see on the New York Post, de Blasio is using coronavirus as an excuse to empty NYC jails at the public's expense. This is from May 2nd. So what he was doing was literally letting people out of jail. Criminals convicted for, I don't know, assault, robbery, looting, rioting, shooting, and putting them back on the street. So what do you think happened? What was the result of this brilliant Democratic policy that the inept Mayor Bill de Blasio did? Well, as you can imagine, it did not end well. Here you can see, on NBC New York, gun violence. Weekly NYC shootings soar 358% over the last year. Data shows. So more than 200%. Crime has grown exponentially. And the reason for this is completely and utterly tied with the left-wing movement to end the police, to defund the police, and them allowing the far left and these left-wing activists to riot in the streets. Tolerance of groups like Black Lives Matter has led to riotings, lootings, and an increase of crime overall. After all, what do you expect when you let people who believe that they're entitled to revenge, to free things, to government handouts, and actively want to cripple your country, destroy your country, and replace it with something else? The crime that we're seeing is not a mystery. It's happening because Democrats are trying to remove police, making us all unsafe, and allowing criminals to literally walk the streets. New York isn't safer, and yet de Blasio had the nerve to say this.
People said that if we reduced incarceration and ended the era of mass incarceration, we would be endangered. It was the other way around, my friends. We now have fewer people in our jails than any time since World War II. And we are safer for it and better for it.
So he actually said all of this. He actually said that there's fewer people in jail and that crime is lower. But he lied. And this is why I'm convinced that, most politicians are complete and utter sociopaths, because clearly what he's saying is not true. I got a few more articles for you. Yes, they don't end. Here you can see. On the New York Post. Jesus Christ. Here you can see. On the New York Post. At least 17 people shot in New York City on Monday as gun violence continues to soar. You can see on the New York NBC. NYC homicides soar 21% in the first 6 months of 2020. Shootings up 46%. Here you can see on CNN. New York City crime stats show spike in burglaries and murders so far this year. So we're seeing a massive increase in crime. And, I just showed you 5 different sources. And there's more. There's more. It's not just murders. It's not just shootings. It's burglaries. It's crimes. It's destruction of public property. New York City is a hellscape. It's certainly not somewhere you would want to live. So imagine my shock when de Blasio says something so utterly backwards. That just goes to show you that Democrats lie like they breathe. It's natural to them. It's what they do. They lie and manipulate the narrative and completely ignore the truth. Whatever reality is, a Democrat will tell you the opposite with a serious face and expect you to be dumb enough to believe it. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not dumb. So as you can imagine, people didn't respond so well to this, to de Blasio's insane ranting. Also, gosh, that Black Lives Matter plaque? Cringe. How about Police Lives Matter? How about All Lives Matter? You know what I'm saying? And of course, people are responding. Here, for example, in New York, a man chokes a woman. She's pushing her baby. He chokes a woman, pulls her to the ground, and then stabs her. And they're still searching for this guy. This guy has not been caught. Nobody knows why he committed the crime. Was it a hate crime? Was it an act of passion? I don't know, but you can see the child there. You can see the woman. She was stabbed. So Bill de Blasio doesn't want to say that it's safer now on the streets that he let out criminals. Literally, release him from jail. This guy's probably an ex-convict or something, and they let him out. And now he stabbed a woman. Great job, de Blasio. That blood is on your hands. And this is the same stupid moron who let New York City become the epicenter for coronavirus. He didn't take it seriously. When he had a chance to stop the virus from spreading, he told people it's totally fine to go on the subway. Go ahead. There's no pandemic. There's no problem. And then New York City became the worst infected zone in America. And it also got the rest of America sick. So the destruction of the American economy directly ties back to Mayor Bill de Blasio. What a stupid moron. So A. Michael Altman says, New York City. We recently had riots and looting in my neighborhood. We have dangerously mentally ill on the streets and on subways. Local coffee house has to keep the tip jar empty because the homeless run in and steal it. Seedy people sleeping on the sidewalk. Police say their hands are tied. And there it is. Why is all of this happening? Because Democrats have put a muzzle on the police force. People don't understand. A lot of these woke, liberal, leftist types don't understand that without police, you have no law and order. You just have chaos. It's unworkable. You can't have a society like that. A lot of these morons, and that's what they are, morons, don't understand that what they take for granted, a peaceful civil society, that needs to be enforced. You need policemen, you need order. And you have people in society who don't want order, who don't want policemen. And why would you not want a policeman? Simple. You want to go out and commit crimes. So when you see these left-wing activists, a lot of them in groups like Antifa or BLM, when you see them go out and protest, and that protest quickly turns into rioting, stealing, and assaulting people with violence. Those aren't people who want justice. Those are people who want injustice. They're people who want to go out and commit crimes. They're the kind of people that police should be putting in jail. It's that simple. These people, the people that the media is bending the knee to, the people that corporations are pandering to, are people who do not believe in law and order, do not believe in a civilized society, and specifically want to be able to get away with crimes, hurt people, and do whatever they want. They want to rule over us all. They want to terrorize us. They want to hurt us. These left-wing activists are the people who would be imprisoned. Nick Cannon's dermatologist says, aren't murders up like 200%? Yeah, my thoughts exactly. It's actually more than 200% over the past year, 300% plus. It depends on what you're looking at. You know, murders are a bit different than, like burglaries or shootings, but all in all, crime is up. A. Vance says, the balls it takes to defund the police by billions of dollars and empty the jails while simultaneously claiming it's safer is mind-bending. Yeah. So this is the sort of mental gymnastics that you often see on the left. And to any liberals watching this, I want you to take a very hard look at the Democratic Party. Are they a party that reflects your values? Are they a party that has good results? If you believe in the Democrats and you want to vote Democrat, I suggest you move to New York City. And why not move to the inner city, after all? If you're woke and, you're pro-diversity, you're pro-let's get along, let's live in this world of sunshine and rainbows, I highly, highly encourage you to move to New York City, to live there, and better yet, move to the inner city, where oppressed individuals have to live. You won't need police, after all. There is no more police. Of course, I'm sure it'll be safe. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure it's going to be a great, grand old time. It's going to be wonderful. Go live in your utopia. Yeah, I invite you. Go ahead. But let me guess. They're probably not going to. Ah, yes. It's almost like a lot of these woke left-wing liberals and Democrats don't practice what they preach and don't actually believe the nonsense that comes out of their mouths. You never see any of these woke white leftists move to a diverse neighborhood. You never see them mingle with the people. You never see them put their money where their mouth is because deep down, they're too afraid. I wasn't afraid. I've lived in diverse communities, and I was fine. Oh yeah, I didn't care. It is what it is. But not for these overwhelmingly white, woke liberal individuals. They'll never move to the community. right? Now, Zachary Nickel here has a really good comment. It's really insightful. He says, I think the far left believes their own lies as they speak them. If they say it often enough, loud enough, then it must be true. I can't just believe how many normal Democrats fall in line and don't push back. Well, that, my friends, is called brainwashing. It's called repeating the party line. And this is what you notice about the left. The insane things they say, a lot of times they actually believe it. And they'll believe things that are simultaneously contradictory. For example, we released prisoners from jail. We're safer. These two ideas are not compatible. They are the opposite of each other. Releasing people from prison, criminals, doesn't make you safer, it makes you more unsafe. It's not going to make crime lower, it's going to make crime higher. And yet they actually believe that less people in prison equals less crime. Well, you know, not reporting crime makes there be less crime on paper, but there's still crime. You know, it's still out there. It's still real. Still exists. That's why I really despise the mentality. You see this especially in diverse neighborhoods. They'll say things like, well, you know, I'm not going to snitch. I'm not going to tell about crimes to the police. I don't like the police. They're just trying to make more crime. No, they're trying to arrest people for crimes. It's the most insane, twisted, delusional logic ever. So crime is not down. Crime is not down at all. According to the NYPD, there has been a 130% increase in the number of shootings and incidents across New York City between June 1st and June 30th compared to the same time last year. What do you know? But you know what, my friends? That's pretty much the story. I think we've covered it all. Bill de Blasio is absolutely insane. He's lying, like literally. No, crime is skyrocketing in New York City, and it's because they're defunding the police and they're releasing people from prison. And what has to be the most smooth brain move that I've ever seen, releasing people from jail to terrorize innocent citizens. This is what you get. You get what you vote for, and you get what you deserve. I'm sorry, but if you voted for this guy, if you support these policies, good luck. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you like the work I do and want to support the channel, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. Joining will give you access to a private Discord server. If you want to donate, there's DonorBox and Bitcoin. Links are down below. And why not visit my merch store? I have two beautiful designs. Deus Volt. Take back the Holy Land. Get your very own shirt today. And lastly, if none of that is your style, you can help the channel by simply sharing the video, sharing the content, and spreading those red pills. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.